British intelligence officer George Woodhouse, played by Michael Fassbender, who's given 1 week by his superior to investigate the leak of a top-secret software program codenamed Severus. 5 potential leakers at British SIS for George Woodhouse to investigate. One of them could be his wife, Kathryn Woodhouse, played by the wonderful Cate Blanchette. Other operatives also include, I got a short list here, satellite imagery specialist Clarissa, her boyfriend and managing agent Freddie, agency psychiatrist Zoe, and her boyfriend and managing agent James. All right, so it's 3 couples. They all meet at dinner at the beginning. George cooks for them, and he says, I want to try to figure out who the liar is. This is George's whole thing. He's very good at sniffing out who a liar is. And what we get over the next 90-ish minutes is Black Bag, a Stephen Soderbergh picture that is small and tamped down and quiet and indie budget. And it's just sharp, man. It's just oozing spy stuff. It's delightful. Not a ton of action, big on drama, right? Big on premise, big on ideas. Fassbender's bringing it. Cate Blanchette's bringing it. It's a wonderful cast here that I'm looking forward to talking about. And while we do get outside of this dinner, ultimately this setup with these kind of 3 couples discussing, hey, how do you be honest in a job where all we do is be dishonest for a living, right? If we say that everything is a secret and nothing is real, how could you possibly have a relationship? And we explore a little bit George and Kathryn's relationship against these 2 others, these 2 others relationships, and the 2 of them trying to bounce off each other. I think it's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to talking about it. I should probably have a better summary, but you got what you got. Andy, what do you think of Black Bag?
So I'd heard a lot of really great things, a lot of positive things about this, that it was just one of Soderbergh's better, more recent movies, although we did enjoy Presence. And I was in it from the beginning. I was a little frustrated with Thunderbolts. I didn't quite mention this before. I felt like it took a while to get going, had that set of fatigue. It's like, all right, let's get to the part I don't know about. And Black Bag isn't like that at all. It's intriguing from the beginning. The very first conversation he has with someone is, hey, here's a list of people that we think are possible moles. Your wife is on there. Will you do what you have to do if she's the one? And it's like from the beginning, we have this incredibly intriguing premise, and every conversation, every scene builds the character, builds the plot. It's so juicy every step of the way. There's not a slow or boring moment in it at all. We have an incredible cast, which also includes Tom Burke, Marissa Bella, Regé-Jean Page, and Naomie Harris. Very similar in style to things like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, or maybe Zero Dark 30, where it's about people talking in rooms, spycraft, that whole thing. And it's, again, there's this great thing in the film where if they're talking, because everyone seems to be dating each other, if they ever get to a topic that they can't talk about because of spy reasons, they just say Black Bag. They're like, oh, where are you going on Wednesday? Black Bag. Or I'm going to Zurich. Well, who are you meeting? Black Bag. And that's just the end of the conversation. And they say, well, unfortunately, this job makes it very easy to be unfaithful in a relationship because you can always just say Black Bag. But this is the challenge, is how do you spy on other spies without letting them know that they're being spied on? And it's a very much spy versus spy kind of thing. And I was with it the whole way, like nearly watched it a second time.
Yeah, it's the kind of movie that sounds like it would be boring on paper. A little like Conclave, right? You're like, it's just a bunch of adults talking in rooms, right? What's interesting about that? No. It's the talent behind this that makes this interesting, right? You've got director Stephen Soderbergh, hot off of his indie film Presence. He's putting this together. This is the guy who made the Oceans movies, right? This is the guy who made The Knick on Showtime. Stephen Soderbergh makes great movies. Writer David Koepp, all right? He put together Mission Impossible, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I think he wrote a Jurassic Park treatment. This is an all-timer. This is a guy who's been making movies for years. You got Michael Fassbender and Cate Blanchette. You already said it. Tom Burke, who I knew from, he plays Orson Welles in David Fincher's Mank. Oh, speaking of Fincher, David Koepp wrote Panic Room for Fincher. He wrote that movie. Who else is in this movie? Marissa Abela, who plays Amy Winehouse in the Amy Winehouse biopic that just came out. I recognized Naomie Harris sitting across the table in the opening scene. I was like, what do I know her from? She's Moneypenny in the most recent James Bond movies, and she's in 28 Days Later, the first 28 Days film from, I forget who's in that, but that horror movie.
Like 2002 or so,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah, and then Regé-Jean Page, who's from Bridgerton, who I know him for we've been doing an hour of podcasting. I'm getting loose on the names and references here. But my point is, the talent behind this is rock solid. So if you're thinking, oh, it's just a movie about people hanging out, no. It's so much more than that. It's so juicy. You even got Pierce Brosnan making a special guest appearance in a role that is interesting and surprisingly smaller than I thought. I thought he'd be a lot more involved here, but it's real picky. And the whole angle with Black Bag is, yes, this isn't going to be like Mission Impossible, big shootouts. It's going to be the other side of that. It's going to be a bunch of quiet operatives quietly trying to figure out what's your motivation and what's your deal. It's like a game of Clue, right? It's just a big whodunit right in the open. And the most compelling part is the person could be the person closest to you, right? The person who infiltrated this whole thing, who's got this secret thing, Severus, that's about to break out into the world. That might be the bad thing. I like the elements of spycraft here that feel so fitting in the spy world. Apparently Kep had talked with a lot of people from like SIS and real British spy people to kind of write this film. That's when he and Soderbergh got to working on it. And I love how much of it just feels authentic. I love that they are in these big ornate houses. I love that none of them have children and they joke about it. I like that all of them are freaky and weird in their own way. They're all very astute judges of character who are very quiet and speak very efficiently. Their office is rad. It's like super mega tech with big windows, and it's downtown, right? Because that's of course where they'd work. You actually get a look at a flash drive at one point that's like Severus, and it's just like the rabbit's foot from Mission Impossible. It's like this kind of odd multicolored, it's like a red soccer ball thing, like just these little itty bitty things that get dropped along here like breadcrumbs that put a spy story together. Black Bag is like executing surgically. Like it's doing it seamlessly. It's like a magic trick. It's great.
Yeah, really enjoy. It's all about the conversations, and I wanted to bring up Naomie Harris's character because she is the company like psychiatrist that everyone has to go through, and of course they have complete confidence through her, but she still has to report back to her superiors. So trust is a big issue, big theme in here because everyone has to talk to her, but they don't necessarily trust her. And she's also having relationships with some of the other people in the organization. Again, it's all about who can you trust, who can't you, when everyone lies or is allowed to lie or is expected to lie about everything they're doing. How do you who watches The Watchmen? Who spies on the spy? I was just saying, you could probably make like a Mount Rushmore of mole movies. Who's the mole, and how do you catch him? But I was with it the whole way, totally intrigued. Like I said, and like definitely rewatchable. I'll probably catch more with a second viewing.
Yeah, it feels like the kind of movie I would see on TNT in the 90s and like, oh God, I'll just throw this on, leave this on in the background. This movie rocks, right? Like Black Bag is so simple and so efficient. They used to say the best Edgar Wright movies were like watching a director like just do card tricks in front of you for like 90 minutes. And that's what this feels like. Like it's just efficient and slick. We should talk about the bloom though. I do want to talk about the bloom, and I don't have any thoughts on the bloom. The lighting in Black Bag has this funny effect on it where like it looks like all the lights are like blown out and like pushed into the frame. Yeah, they're real hazy. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see some of these. We've got the trailer running on the side, especially daylight. You can see it happening. It's intentional from Soderbergh. He just likes the look of it. Like, I don't know. I've seen some people say, it's gross. Other people say it's stylized. I land more in the stylized camp. Whatever, man. You're making a quick little spy movie. Why not? Like, why not throw a weird lighting effect in there? It's not that weird. It reminds me a little like J.J. Abrams' lens flare. Doesn't hurt the experience. Doesn't bother me too much, but it is noticeable, especially in this opening dinner scene. It's the six of them all sitting around. They have these like lamps on the table and like, yeah, real simple, real stylized. I don't know. Just brings a little something to it. A little bit of flavor on top of a movie that's already got plenty of it just under the surface. It's very subtle. Black Bag's a subtle spy movie, man, and I dig it. I like it. I think I'm running out of good things to say. Any other thoughts or recommendations?
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Andy, would you recommend Black Bag?
Absolutely. Really, really enjoyed this. This is currently streaming on Peacock. Very captivating story of a spy versus spy, people trying to catch a mole. Who can you trust? You can't trust anyone. You got to lie to everyone. Everyone's lying to you. Who's really behind? Who's really pulling the strings? That kind of movie. Great cast, Cate Blanchette, Michael Fassbender and company. Fassbender's great in these roles. Very similar to his role in The Killer. quick 90 minutes. Really enjoyed it. Highly recommend.
Yeah, same. Black Bag rocks. It's on Peacock. If you see it in the wild, if you see somebody's like, this movie might be good, throw it on, man. You might like it a lot more than you think, especially if you're the kind of listener to get all the way to the end of our off-script episode, listen to all our movie stuff. If you like this, you're going to like Black Bag. And also, if you made it all the way here, you're going to want to subscribe because we just make this kind of stuff every week, man. This is exactly what we do. All right, de facto, it is the show for all things Bold Cinema, just like Black Bag and, Thunderbolts and Havoc and other stuff like that. Andy, what are we watching next week?
So there are no real big releases next week. Thunderbolts basically has 2 weeks to itself before Final Destination.